What's going on, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar, and with me I have this gentleman to my right. Who's this gentleman? What's up, man?
Hey, always glad to be here. Thanks for the invite once again, Omar. Oh man, I am very excited to talk about Epic Collections today.
Yes, as am I. And I know a lot of you are excited to hear about the books that are coming out. Now, originally I had some little mishap on the thumbnail because I had a different list, and some of the books that I knew about have been shifted over to later next year, but they're still coming. But this is the list. This is the final list for new Marvel Epic collections coming out in May all the way to August in 2022. So before getting started, a big thank you to David Gabriel and everyone at Marvel
Yes.
for sending images, the content of the books, and then the months that these books are due out. So we are very excited to share this list with you all. And yeah, if you have questions, leave them down below. But Kurtis, I sent you the list so you could look it over and
Yes.
get excited and talk about these books. We have a couple of brand new lines starting, and
So we have 17 books to talk about, and I've been saying 17 new books, but I've actually been lying because two of these books we already knew about because they've been shifted from the last catalog. They've just been pushed. So we'll point those out when we get to them. And then also there's one that was leaked online just last week, so we know about that one as well. So there's still tons of brand new stuff that we could talk about.
There is a book that I don't see in here, Kurtis, that I had in there. It's if you look at the can you look at the before we go live, can you look at the presentation? It's the one for May. There were 4 books in May, and one of them isn't in there anymore.
Oh yeah, what happened to that? I didn't take that out.
Kurtis, you had one job.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one too.
Why don't you put that back in there while I'll take some questions?
I don't have the cover art for it, but I'll
Kurtis,
create the listing.
I'll take care of it. You take the questions. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Let's see here. I can't highlight any of these comments, but one job. People are blasting me here. We have, let's see here, hoping for Werewolf by Night. The complete collection is mega expensive. So I do want to say, oh yeah, here's the reprints. I do want to say that we haven't got any word on reprints. Omar's been trying to get a hold of a reprint list, but it hasn't come his way yet. So there we go. Felix says, any hope for Transformers Epics? Afraid not. IDW is holding that license real tight, so we're not going to see any Transformers Epics unless you make your own. Kurtis's audio be a crackling. Let me see here.
Yeah, your audio's crackling a little bit. That happens sometimes when you plug your mic in and out. So yeah, we don't have the reprints yet. That list I may get a little bit later, and if I have enough time, I'll get with Kurtis. We'll do a live episode. Last time, I think the last quarter we did was a total of 24, 25, if I'm not mistaken, right, Kurtis?
Right, yeah.
This time around, it's 17 new, but we will definitely keep you all posted as soon as we hear. Some of the stuff will be starting to trickle down into the catalog, and of course, one of them was already... Actually, 2 of them was spilled, right? Like, people found out about it.
One of them was spilled.
Oh, and the other 2.
Well, the other one was one that we knew about already, but it's been pushed to a later date.
Yeah.
We'll get into that then. I see lots of really good guesses in the comments here. A lot of you are actually right about your guesses, and a lot of you are not right. So I think some of you are going to be really happy, and some of you are going to be not so happy. But that's kind of the way it is every single time we do one of these, isn't it?
Yes. I think people come with different expectations, and it's always interesting to me to find like people that are like, no, everybody wants this. Like me and I want a Tomb of Dracula omnibus reprint. Everybody must want it, and it's just me and like 20 people, but that's okay. One day.
Yeah. Well, I feel that was like me with Generation X. I was pushing hard for that, and everyone was like, "What?" And then we got it. And everyone's gonna be disappointed because most of that series is pretty mediocre.
What? Generation X was great, man.
Yeah. So who here is? I guess you're all here, and you're not watching William Shatner go to space, which is
What?
happening. We're competing with that live stream right now. You know that, Omar? With
No,
William
we're doing
Shatner going to space.
it's killing time right now. Because I'm doing this last minute, like trying to fix this thing that was supposed to be in there, but for some reason got taken out.
Yeah. Okay, so Joseph, there's a comment here from Joseph that says, "Let's get the legacy books completed. The original 10 series that started Epics out." Well, that would be really great. Those long-running series, they're making some really good progress with them, and they haven't slowed down. Some of them, they've stayed on a twice-a-year schedule for the most part. I know Captain America had like one last year, but for the most part, they're moving right along, and so a lot of them are. They've reached and bypassed the halfway mark.
And here's the thing that I've been hearing. I don't know how if you hear any of this on your end, but on my end, it's over, man. They're going the omnibus route. They're forgetting about us, Epic collectors, and that's. I mean, I can kind of see that why people thought that when all the omnibus announcements were coming out last year with all these new Star Wars books. A lot of them were Epic collections that people wanted back, but that's not true. I mean, they how do I put it? They will be coming out with Epic collections. As a matter of fact, we have 4 Star Wars Epic collections here, if I'm not mistaken. Right,
3, I think 3.
3, but one we knew about, right?
2. Those are the 2 that we already knew about from the previous catalog.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, they're different. They serve a different purpose. The paperback collections are much easier to reprint and keep in stock. A lot of comic shops are more willing to buy Epic collections and just like in bigger quantities than omnibuses, just because they're easier. They take up less shelf space. But they're at a lower price point, so people are more willing to take a chance on those than they will an omnibus. So I think that while both lines, Omnis and Epics, are great, but for different audiences and different purposes, I don't think that they'll cancel one in favor of the other.
Gotcha. And I think that's something we've learned, whether they start a new Masterworks line or whether it's an omnibus line, they will continue the Epics going. All right. Yeah. So, Kurtis, why don't you pop your mic in and out, try to fix that crackle? And
I did that already. I thought, okay, hold on a second.
Okay. I'm going to mail you a headset. All right, Kurtis is going.
Well, oops, what happened to my camera now?
Look, y'all broke Kurtis. And here I am ready to start.
Okay, you tell me if this is any better, because I think I had the wrong camera selected, or the wrong mic selected on my settings. Can you hear me?
A little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. And you can hear me? We're good.
I can hear you. We're good.
All right, let's do it. Any reprints? I just left that on there. Someone called the IT guy. Not anymore, man. 20 years of that was enough for me. All right, so people can see everything. We're gonna hide our beautiful faces. Here we go. Let's do it. Kicking it off with May 2022. I know some of y'all like to write this down to share it with people, and I'm completely cool with that. Just don't forget to smash that like button first and share the video. All right, May 2022. We have the one
She-Hulk.
Let's start with that.
This is the one that we knew about already. It went to Amazon and all of the online places before we got to announce it here, but we have the contents, which is something that we didn't have before. So we are collecting Sensational She-Hulk numbers 1 to 12, She-Hulk Ceremony 1 and 2, and then material from Solo Avengers 14, Marvel Comics Presents 18, and Marvel Fanfare 48.
Yeah, so
Yep.
really exciting that this is coming out, because the omnibus, for a lot of us omnibus collectors, hey, Kyle, Mike, what a surprise! He's a shocked face. Yeah, okay, everybody, act surprised. Okay, it wasn't supposed to leak, but it leaks. These things happen. For us omnibus collectors, a lot of this stuff's already been collected. Actually, all is collected in the omnibus format. However, we
All
know
of
that
this?
epics are complete. Epics are going to be complete. It doesn't have to have John Byrne on there.
Yeah.
So a
Well,
lot of
this
the
already has, because John Byrne only stayed on the title till issue 8.
8. Mm-hmm.
So we have some of the post John Byrne issues here in this volume here. So that's the Steve Gerber. It was it Gerber that Gerber and Brian Hitch took it up after Byrne left.
Yeah, Hitch, because I remember Hitch having that art style. So this does have issues 9 through 12 of Sensational She-Hulk, continuing that run. So it's really cool that they're starting with this, because it makes completists like myself go after this, going, oh, that's 4 more issues that I didn't get in the omnibus.
Yeah.
Now I get to have it here. Ah.
Well, and Ceremony wasn't in the omnibus as well, was it? Because that's not John Byrne.
No, that's not Byrne. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, there's lots of great content here, and they released this volume 3 because we have that omnibus, the Savage She-Hulk omnibus on the schedule for around the same time, I think, right? So there's no, so
yeah, it'll come
a
little bit earlier. I think Savage She-Hulk is spring, and this is summer, of course. Epics are greater than creator-centric omnibus.
Yes, agreed.
We're gonna start that war already. What's going on, Vincent? Ceremony is Dwayne McDuffie, the late wonderful Dwayne McDuffie,
with June Brigman art.
Oh yeah, Power Pack, baby.
Yep.
All right, next one up, Iron Man Epic Collection Volume 5, Battle Royale. So
this
Curtis,
is
how many? Yeah. Iron Man is the one that kicked off the Epic line.
That's right.
And Enemy Within, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep. That was the very first one, the very first epic ever. So this one is volume 5, so it's continuing on from the chronological beginning. And we haven't had, I feel like we haven't had the last one, what was it, volume 4, the Firebrand volume. That was like
oh my god,
a while back. So
2 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
That was the last one we had. We had War Games, we had War Machine. I can't remember the last. Was it Return of the Ghost? I'm trying to remember the last one.
Might have. Well, it was War Machine, and then we have In the Hands of Evil coming out later this year.
That's the other one that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. So this is nice that we're getting back to kind of the beginning, the roots. This is Mike Friedrich's run. Mike Friedrich and George Tuska collecting Iron Man 47 to 67, and the standout issue in here is, of course, the first appearance of Thanos.
Thanos, yeah, and I love that picture in the back they chose with Namor and Iron Man duking it out. So this is awesome. This does not contain the Thanos helicopter, though.
No,
not in this not in this volume here. All right, moving on to the third book for the month, and we'll do a recap and then talk to you all about what we're excited about, what you guys are most excited about. Every announcement that isn't Alpha Flight is a dagger to my heart.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so sorry, Jason.
Wow.
You're in for some hurt. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Tales of the Jedi Volume 2. So go ahead, Curtis.
Collecting Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, The Golden Age of the Sith, numbers 0 to 5. These are some long titles. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, The Fall of the Sith Empire, 1 to 5. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, 1 to 5. That must have been the first series, right? Maybe 1993. That was very early on in Dark Horse's licensing. Mm-hmm. And then Tales of the Jedi, The Freedom Nada, Uprising 1 and 2. These are all from the 90s, so they're all kind of early Dark Horse Star Wars books.
So these were previously released by Dark Horse and also Dark Horse trade paperbacks, but this is now the Epic line. This is part of the Star Wars Legends Epic line. And Legends is what they say, right? Like what they use for the term that's non-canon, but will always be canon in your heart and mind if you've read them. Is the way that I like to say.
That's very
Nobody
true.
tells me what's canon.
So true, so true. And the first volume was very, very popular. The Tales of the Jedi Volume 1. It went quite quickly, so people might want to jump on this one if it's the same sort of popularity.
All right. So the next one is, of course, the next epic line that they're starting.
Oh boy.
And I, for one, am very happy to announce this because there's so many people that have been wanting this particular series collected, and it was getting only love in the Marvel Masterworks format. So it's our pleasure to get to announce, and you heard it here first, Ghost Rider Epic Collection, Hell's on Wheels, Volume 1, starting. Somebody said Sleepwalker, maybe one day. Dude,
I wish.
one day. But this is the classic Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. This collects issues of Marvel Spotlight 5 through 12, Ghost Rider 1 through 11, and Marvel Team Up number 15.
This is good stuff. This is the Gary Friedrich, the original Gary Friedrich stuff, plus when Tony Isabella takes over the run.
Tony Isabella, yeah.
Yep. It's great art from Mike Plug and Tom Sutton, and some okay art from Jim Mooney.
I love all the people that are like, wait, I thought this was going to be Spectacular Spider-Man. I thought this was going to be, I'm sorry, but this is the new line. Hopefully Spectacular Spider-Man will get some kind of omnibus or epic one day. But here it is. This is a big book because this stuff has been collected in Marvel Masterworks format. And I want to say there was one essential of Ghost Rider, classic Ghost Rider.
I think so. Yeah, at least one.
But it's never gotten any other kind of collected edition. So here it is. And this one, of course, this could later happen. Looks like it's $39.99.
That's good.
That's the cover price that they have on it for now. Now I want to say, wasn't one of those Ghost Riders a reprint of a Marvel Spotlight? So it might just be the cover.
You're right. It was like number 8 or 9 or something like that was a reprint of Marvel Spotlight 5. So I'm assuming they'll just put the cover in there.
Yeah, I think that's what they had in the Marvel Masterworks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So, all right. Now this takes us into the next month of June. Look how epic that is. That reminds me of the titles in like Avengers, and I don't know why I thought of that when they've used it in the 70s.
You just need that big booming boom sound effect when you show that slide.
All right, Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Clone Wars, Volume 4. Look at all this material.
Yeah, this is one that I believe we knew about already, and it's been pushed into this catalog here. But yeah, tons of stuff. Free Comic Book Day 2005, Star Wars number 1. Star Wars Darth Maul, son of Dathomir, number 1 to 4. Star Wars Republic, 74 to 77 and 81 to 83. And Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, 1 to 4. And my own personal favorite, Tag and Blink, Volume 2, number 2. And material from Star Wars Visionaries number 1 and Star Wars Tales number 4.
Okay. So I gotta ask, because I have not read any of this stuff. I wasn't big into the Star Wars comics when these were coming out. And this is all the Dark Horse era stuff?
Yep.
Wait, okay, then tell me about that 2014 series that's in there then. Was that like towards the end of the Star Wars Dark Horse era?
That must have been. It would have to have been the very. I don't know actually myself, but they would have still had the license at that point. So that would have been.
I'm gonna have to call this Amazon guy and see what's going on, because how'd they get breaking news? What's up with that? What's going on? Never could understand how people would buy the essentials. I would do without before buying those. We didn't have an option.
Yeah, well, exactly.
All we had was Marvel Masterworks, and there were no trades in chronological order. Very, very rarely was there a trade, and they started coming out with those phone books, and it was a good and cheap way to read them. So a lot of us didn't have an option back then. Yeah. You guys are living in the nice golden age of collected editions. Back in our day, we had to scrap our paper route money together to get our essentials. Because I couldn't afford it. Marvel Masterworks, not all of them.
There's one question that I think just passed a little up there. It said Tag and Bink only one issue. Why? And I can't speak to a whole lot of Star Wars, but I can speak to that one because I do know Tag and Bink because I like those miniseries. That shows a pair of stormtroopers as they go through the original trilogy, and then the volume 2 goes through the new trilogy. So only volume 2 is relevant, or sorry, only issue number 2 is relevant to the era that this Clone Wars stuff is reprinting. So you'd find issue number 1 and 3 in a different book.
Kyle is saying that's the tail end of the Dark Horse license, but it's actually still canon. That's awesome. Okay, thank you. I do like that title for Darth Maul. He didn't talk that much, but that's how he should have introduced himself. Tag and Bink issues are set during different periods, but I'm pretty sure they haven't been in other volumes as one would expect. That's from Vincent.
Okay.
Shout out to Vincent Faust from Dynamite.
Yeah, they should
of Dathomir was one of the last series to come out from DH before they lost. That's what I thought, because 2014 seems pretty late during that.
It's very late, yeah.
Oh, so there were 4 Ghost Rider. Dude, I only had the first one. I had no idea that there were 3 other Ghost Rider Essentials. That's awesome.
Wow.
All right, let's keep on trucking with Amazing Spider-Man. I think most people wanted 16. I know I could hear them yelling. Was it 16 that they wanted?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay. That's what they shout for every single time. Marvel's saving that one for last, I'm sure.
I remember the time that 6 was most wanted. And I was like, maybe one day, was it 6? One that fits in between all of them. I can't remember. But
yeah, well, number 6, yeah, for sure. And this is great having number 8 because we've moved past Goblin's Last Stand, which we've had for so long. Now we're finally getting to the era after that. We're well into the 70s here. This is Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man number 124 to 142, Giant Size Superheroes number 1, and material from Marvel Treasury Edition number 1. And what's the standout issue in this book? Do you know what it is, Omar?
The Spider Buggy, fool.
Well, that not quite the one I was thinking of.
I know you're not talking about the beginning of the Clone Saga.
No, well, I was talking about the first appearance of the Punisher.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there. Man, this does have a lot of good stuff. I like this era.
Yep, me too.
I like it. Ross Andrew drawing, I think, some of the best Spider-Man. Jerry Conway. This era is awesome.
Yeah.
People are speculating. Oh, look at Phil Owens. Look at that controversial. 8.
There you go.
Yeah, of course it's Phil. Though. It's Phil.
I think he's right about that, though.
Oh, Phil, I had a book in here for you, buddy, but they decided to take it out. I don't know if they're going to come back. Maybe one day I'll reveal what it was when I thought of you. When David told me they were going to do an epic line, I immediately thought of Phil Owens and all his people. Punisher and Spider Buggy sold.
Yep. Oh, absolutely,
man. Okay, wait. We do have a question. I know I asked this question a lot, but it's only because I like the story of Spider-Man Blue. Does anyone think there might be a possibility that it gets reprinted in the future? Thank you. That book has been reprinted several times in trade paperback, deluxe hardcover format, and it's in the omnibus format.
Oh yeah,
and you're right. Come back. All of those are out of print right now.
But they will come back. They're definitely evergreen, I think.
Yeah, it's such a good and powerful story. Christmas is not canceled. not this time around. Maybe next time. Oh, look, I got that hardcover original 3 weeks ago for £15. You can try to find it in the third-party market, honestly. Yeah, so the next one, Vincent's already speculating, like you and I, that ASM 9 will be the original Clone Saga and ending Conway's run. Still beautiful. Now, this stuff, of course, has been recently collected in the 5th omnibus. Well, some of this stuff has. Some of it is in the 4th omnibus that still, as of this video, has not been announced for a reprint. All right. Dude, Hammerhead duking it out with the Spider Buggy.
Yep. Great cover.
Doesn't get better than that. All right, let's keep on trucking with New Mutants Epic Collection, Volume 8, The End of the Beginning. That's it, baby. This is all she wrote. This is the final New Mutants that rolls right into X-Force. Now, I gave away the X-Force Epic Collection Volume 1. But Kurtis, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there double dipping in here with X-Force Volume 1?
No, there's no double dipping.
So there's no double dipping. Thank you so much. So the final volume of New Mutants coming out with the classic issue 99, a take on John Byrne's issue 138 of Uncanny X-Men when Cyclops says, "Deuces, I gotta go Lorne Jean my way." This time, Sunspot saying, "Deuces, I'm gonna go take over my dad's job." Like that was his reason for leaving, but whatever. Rob Liefeld, Fabian Nicieza, the beginning of X-Force, including the Kings of Pain story arc.
Yep.
From New Warriors Annual number 1, baby. One day we'll get a New Warriors Epic Collection. X-Men Annual number 15, X-Factor Annual number 6, and that continues into New Mutants Annual number 7. Collecting New Mutants 95 through 100, Uncanny X-Men 270 to 272, and you were right. I think it was you. X-Factor 60 through 62, meaning the entire Extinction Agenda is collected in this volume.
That's right, the entire thing.
Yep.
So this is great. There are only 2 more volumes of New Mutant Epic Collections left to go. Volume 3 and Volume 4, and then this line is done. So I'm hoping that they stay on track and don't push it to the side like some of those other smaller lines, because we're so close.
Smaller? How dare you? There's nothing small about
shorter. I mean shorter.
Except maybe Boom Boom's feet back there. All right, let's keep on trucking for the next one. I'll wait for the New Mutants on. Right? My man Ted. Ted knows what's up. Hope Ted's excited for that Ghost Rider Epic Collection, though, with that avatar there. Wolverine Epic Collection, Volume 9, Tooth and Claw. All right, collecting Wolverine 101 to 109, 102.5. Wolverine Annual number 96, 1996, not number 96. Uncanny X-Men 332, Venom, Tooth and Claw, which is what that cover is right there. Logan, Path of the Warlord. Logan, Shadow Society number 1. So Volume 9 of Wolvie coming out. This stuff, some of it has been collected in omnibus format, but not everything here.
Yeah, there's a lot of actually unreleased material. A lot of this period after Wolverine 100 hasn't been collected ever. Not even, I don't even think in Essentials. I think if Essentials stopped before they got to this point.
Yeah, Essentials stopped like right after Wolverine turns into. I don't think it made it to Onslaught, honestly.
Yeah, so this is the Onslaught era here. This. The 102.5 issue is a giveaway issue that you could get with from Fleer when they were doing trading cards.
That's the one that's written by Dan Slott.
Yes, that's right. Dan Slott and Mark Buckingham and Mike Wieringo has art in there.
Yep.
And then those two one shots at the end, the Logan one shots, are Howard Mackie, and they talk about Logan's past before he becomes Wolverine. Yep. Yes, this is the no-nose Wolverine era.
Yeah. When he turned into a giant ogre. Oh man. But we'll look. I think Rick has all the essentials. Wolverine Essentials stopped at 148.
Oh, they went way farther. So this stuff is available in Essentials format. I don't know if the Logan one-shots were in there or the Venom miniseries, but the Venom miniseries has been reprinted before.
This one's for Phil Owens. This is an epic after his own heart.
Yep.
This is the Hound Dog Wolverine with no nose. Yeah, we all have our bad days. He had bad 2 years, but his nose grew back and he turned back to normal. Generation X. Go ahead, Kurtis.
Oh, Generation X Epic Collection Volume 2, M-Plates Revenge, collecting Generation X numbers 10 to 23. Generation X Annual 95 and 96, 1995 and 96. The San Diego Preview number 1 and material from Incredible Hulk Annual number 97, with featuring a cover from Joe Madureira.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Kurtis, this is after Chris Bacalo left the book and came back, right? Because he was doing the Death Time of Your Life miniseries.
Yes. Yeah, he came back around. He was gone for a long time because they kept delaying that miniseries. And Chris is like, guys, I I stopped working on this book so you could do it, and they just kept on delaying it. So he ended up being gone for about a year,
I
even though
remember
he was
that.
only
Yeah.
supposed to be gone for like 3 months. And then he came back. I think it was around issue 16 or 17.
Yeah, it was before Operation Zero Tolerance, but
No, he was
Tom.
back for Onslaught. This is the Onslaught era for Generation X, and he was back for Onslaught, and this is leading up to their really big issue number 25, which kind of puts the book into a different direction.
It's I know that Tom Grumet has artwork in here. I remember him
Yep.
being one of the, and I've always enjoyed, like, there's certain, I don't know about you, but there's certain artists that I always think of that can draw kids rather well, like teenagers rather well. And Tom Grumet was always up there, probably because I got used to him drawing Teen Titans and then Superboy.
Superboy, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But then, I think Chris Bacalo did an amazing job. Joe Mad was also really good. Humberto Ramos. There's just certain type of artists that draw that I would rather see on some young X-Men book or young Avengers or that type of book. But here it is. Yeah,
yep.
Kurtis.
This is great.
You are held responsible for making the Generation X epics.
Well, that's good. I'm happy to see him. And this takes us past the stuff that's in the original Generation X Classics trades. So we're getting some all new, never before reprinted material here too.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this, of course. Like, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's nostalgia for a lot of people that grew up with this series. To me, like New Mutants was my youth, like New Mutants, and then that got into X-Force and New Warriors, New Teen Titans, that era.
Yep.
But then a lot of the younger generation got into Generation X. So I think it's really cool. All right. July of 2022. So, kicking it off with another Star Wars book. Star Wars Legends. Somebody was just asking me about this the other day, if I ever saw them continuing the Star Wars Legend Empire. Yes, I do. I do see them continuing it. Now I can answer that. Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out in June of 2022. So, collecting Star Wars Blood Ties, the 4-issue miniseries, the Boba Fett is Dead miniseries, Star Wars Empire 1 through 4, Underworld, Yavin, Basilica. 1 through 5, Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars 2013, and material from Star Wars Tales 1, 2, 6, and 16. There we go.
That's a nice
Kurt,
cover.
Any words from here?
Well, I can't say that I'm so familiar with this stuff as well, but I'm happy to see the Empire line continuing. 7 volumes. I didn't know that any Star Wars line was going to get 7 volumes deep, but that's pretty cool.
This is stuff outside of my realm that I never got around to reading. So anytime they announce these books, I get excited because I've never had, like, I've read the stuff that's been released in Epic Collection in omnibus format. But not everything has, and then I ended up not getting a lot of the Star Wars Empire stuff. So I'm glad that this is coming out. Continuing the Empire era. All right.
So this is I forgot about that Star Wars book. There are 4 Star Wars books in this catalog here. Here we go.
Man, baby.
Yep.
Power Man and Iron Fist wrapping up. This is the final volume, right?
This sure is.
Yeah.
The final volume. 108 to 125. This is going to complete our Power Man and Iron Fist Epic Collection line, which is really, really good to see, because the last volume came out in 2019, so it's been a while.
It's been a couple of years, because I remember getting that volume, and I'm very happy they're continuing this. I thought this was another one of those, well, it's not Spider-Man, it's not X-Men, it's not Avengers. Sorry, Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah. That's great. But I'm glad to see it.
I will say the ending of this is it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Because of things that happen. And I don't want to spoil it. But this will wrap it up, because we've got Heroes for Hire, Revenge, and Doombringer. And this will wrap it up. Hardball wraps up the final Power Man and Iron Fist. Now we need one more Power Man Epic Collection to wrap that up. We need a volume 2, and that will line it up perfectly. Then all 6 volumes. Oh my gosh. That's
pretty amazing.
It's crazy that we're having all of Power Man and Iron Fist collected before a bunch of other titles. And I know everybody has their own title. They're like, I can't believe we have this before. Like for me, it's always, I can't believe we have this before Man of Steel. But hey, that's another company, so there's nothing Marvel can do about that. But there's other people that are like, I can't believe we have this and no Spectacular Spider-Man, or this before Punisher. But it's always nice for people that collect Epic Collections or want to go back to read these stories, or are fans of these particular characters, that, oh man, the entire series is collected in trade paperback format. That's awesome. Speaking of Avengers.
Yes. Volume 8, Kang War. Collecting Avengers 129 to 149, Giant Size Avengers 2 to 4, Giant Size Superheroes number 1, and material from Foom number 12, and Marvel Treasury Edition number 7. This
Steve
one,
Englehart, Kang, my favorite Avengers villain.
This is the Celestial Madonna era. Some really good stuff, and I think does this go into Jim Shooter's, the beginning of Jim Shooter's run? I think with George Perez.
Maybe, because Perez was on there for a while, and this might be the beginning of Perez's run.
I think so.
This is classic Avengers. Go ahead, Curtis. Take it from here.
This is filling a little gap because we have Volume 9 already. We've had Volume 9 since the beginning of the Epic Collections. So now we have Epics numbers 1 to 9. Right? I think Final Threat was Volume 9, right?
That was the very first one, wasn't it?
Now I'm getting confused here. Final Threat. Yeah. Volume 9. We do have it. So yeah, we're going to have Avengers, a 9-volume run of Avengers. Very cool.
It's awesome because we had 7 come out. Yeah, 9 was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
It was the first Avengers Epic.
Okay, that's what I thought. And now we have Volume 8. Another straight run, 1 through 9. So if you're getting these in the Epic format, that's awesome. If you're a fan of the omnibus editions, I think this goes past Volume 4. So this would be stuff collected in Volume 5.
Once this comes out, Volume 9 goes up to 166. So we'll have the first 166 issues of Avengers all collected in a row. So that's pretty cool.
All right, let's continue with this. Captain America Epic Collection, Volume 11. Holy crap, Volume 11. I thought we had that already.
This is a big one. Sturm und Drang. And this is the very end of J.M. DeMatteis's run.
Oh, right. That's why I thought we had it.
Yeah, so this is a gap filler as well, because we have the first two. We have volumes 9 and 10, the first 2 parts of J.M. DeMatteis's run. And then we have 13 all the way to, what is it? Blood and Glory number 18. This is going to give us an 11-volume run of Epic Collections.
Awesome. This a lot of this stuff has been collected previously in the Death of the Red Skull. The Death of the Red Skull trade paperback was $290 to $301, so it didn't have the Falcon miniseries, and it didn't have that annual. So this is so much. Oh my gosh, that's gonna look so beautiful on the shelf.
Yeah, this is the longest run we have in Epic Collections yet. 11 volumes in a row, and it's quite fascinating that we're at this point where we can say, "Holy cow, we've got a 9-volume run here and an 11-volume run there."
We got Volume 19 coming out in
we
March.
do have Volume 19 coming out. Yeah. Oh, so I think maybe that's no, that's still 9 volumes, right? Or 11 volumes.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got it. I counted correctly.
That's crazy. So this is the stuff I remember picking up as a kid, like going back to Dr. Comics at a flea market and buying like the 10-cent quarter comics out of his bin and finding the Falcon series in there. So this brings it back home to me. That's really cool. Vincent was saying that they should have called it The Death of the Red Skull.
I think so too.
I think it's because of that title of the trade paperback that had previously. Maybe
we're all going to have to learn to get our German accents and inflection to say this one. Say this title properly. I don't know. Sturm und Drang or something like that.
Well, that was really good, man. That was really good.
I don't know.
At this moment, I just want everybody to hit that like button, please, because Curtis is trying with his best.
That's right.
German. We say Sturm und Drang in
There you
German.
go. Perfect.
Okay. That
That's
was
what it
good.
is.
That was a nice try. I think you did it better. I can roll my R's though. So hey, look, man, you're saying people are saying perfect. Perfect, Curtis.
Ah, wow. That's really good.
All
Thanks.
right. Yeah, let's keep on trucking. August, the final month that we have. So we got 3, I think. 4?
4, I think.
4. Unless you left one out again, Curtis.
I
All right.
shouldn't. Hopefully not.
Kicking it off with Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Menace Revealed, Volume 3. So Star Wars 1998, 36 through 45. Star Wars Jedi Quest miniseries, Jango Fett, number 1, and Sam Wesell, number 1.
So this is also one that we announced in the last round of announcements, and it's been pushed to this late date here.
I love the people that are like, more Star Wars, no, and then other people are like, yes, more Star Wars. But yeah, this is one that we've already announced, but now we have a cover and we have the content here. All right. Matt, don't cry. Don't cry. We're trying to keep it positive, man. I don't have my book in here called Dark Hawk Epic Collection Volume 1. Maybe one day.
Right after Sleepwalker.
Doctor Strange Epic Collection Volume 10, Infinity War. So collecting Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme 34 through 47, Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme Annual number 2, Silver Surfer 67, Spider-Man Doctor Strange The Way to Dusty Death. Volume 10. This is interesting because that cover that they sent gives me...
Oh yeah, no, that's volume. That's number... Is that from the other series? This is not the Sorcerer Supreme series. That cover. That's the old series, the set from the 70s.
Yeah, this would be considered Volume 3, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe
that's the wrong cover.
Maybe they changed their minds. Maybe they were supposed to give us a volume. Let me see, because we have volume.
Well, the volume that's the next Doctor Strange volume that's coming out.
We have 3 and 4. What's the next one that's coming out?
I'm just taking a look right now. We have Doctor Strange Volume 5, The Reality War, coming out early 2020.
So that might be the cover to the Reality War then. Because this is the 90s, or I'm sorry, late 80s, early 90s Doctor Strange. Because if we are talking about the
Infinity War, so this is 90s, firmly 90s, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this one here is the cover to Volume 5, or do we have a cover yet for Volume 5?
I don't remember. I do think that this is the cover to the Reality War. I think that is. But anyway, this is definitely the Sorcerer Supreme, because based on the contents, it's the Sorcerer Supreme era for sure. Just the wrong cover. So not just Infinity War, but it's also the Infinity Gauntlet tie-ins. This is the end of Roy and Dan Thomas's run. They end here, and Jeff Isherwood kind of takes up a few issues after that, and I can't remember what happens after that. But yeah,
then it gets edgy. It joins the Marvel edge.
That's right.
So the cover for Doctor Strange Epic Collection, the Reality War, is different than this.
Okay.
So I don't know, because we need a Volume 2. We do have a Volume 3 and 4. We don't have a Volume 2 yet. So I wonder if maybe this. Maybe. I don't know.
That wouldn't have been Volume 2 would have been the post Ditko stuff.
Yeah, it would
before
have been
Volume
Roy Thomas, right, leading up to
to
the Englehart stuff. All right, let's keep going. Fantastic Four, Volume 8, Annihilus Revealed. So collecting Fantastic Four 126 to 146, giant size superstars number 1, and Foom material from Foom 1, 4, and 5. There you go. This is another one that they go back and forth, right? Like there's a modern trade, and then they go back to the classic stuff.
Exactly. So we have a modern one. Volume 23 is coming out earlier in 2022. So this is the second Fantastic Four volume for 2022. Volume 8, we got an 8-volume run of Fantastic Four now. This is really, really good. Takes us into the middle of the 70s. And this is when Medusa joins the team. She replaces Sue Storm for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
This is also Roy Thomas. This is the end of Roy Thomas's run and the beginning of Jerry Conway. We are getting a lot of Roy Thomas books in this round of epic collections.
He was everywhere at the time.
He was everywhere.
He was everywhere at the time. So if you are a fan of the omnibus format, as myself, none of this stuff is in Omnibus Volume 4. I think Omnibus Volume 4 stopped at 125. So this is a nice, if you want to keep reading before the next Omnibus, whenever that comes out, this is the perfect place. Sue's already given birth by this time.
They were having some marital issues at this point. I think there is a story where she tries to divorce Reed in this volume.
Man, was she trying to go with Fish Dude?
I think yes, I believe so.
This FF has never been collected outside of the Marvel Masterworks and Essentials. Roy Thomas was not only everywhere, he also used twice as many words. Yes, he did. That's okay. Yeah, 125 was the final issue. No new Spider-Man for his anniversary. Okay, Brian, year's not over, man. We're only into August.
No new Spider-Man, but we had we did announce one Spider-Man in this.
He's in Spider-Man line.
Spider-Man. Oh, no new Spider-Man lines.
No Spectacular, no Spidey.
You're right. Nope, not this time.
Is this the Reed shuts off Franklin's mind era? I can't remember.
That's more in the 80s, I think. Is that a John Byrne thing or not?
No, I think that was before Byrne.
Before Byrne? I can't remember, but I don't think that's quite here.
All right, Curtis.
Last one.
Daredevil, Epic Collection Volume 12.
It comes with claws. Great cover. I like this cover a lot from the Mutant Massacre tie-in. Daredevil 234 to 252. This is the start of Ann Nesenti's run. This takes up this one starts exactly where the Frank Miller omnibuses end.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the era with Ann Nesenti. And I've always loved this cover here with Arthur Adams and Klaus Janson.
Yeah.
This is it, right? I mean, this is the final Nesenti.
Yeah, that's right. Once this volume is out, the entire Nesenti run will have been completed in the Epic collection. So that's very cool. Then there's not a whole lot of Daredevil left to go.
Volume 11 will be the Born Again then, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's still one volume kind of before Fall from Grace, I think, or around. Well, let me check my spreadsheet. I have it up right here. Daredevil, where did you go? Yeah, there's volume 17 that we're still missing right before Fall from Grace, and then we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 volume run at the end of Daredevil, 10 volume run, and then it's just the middle part, just collecting the 70s, and then the Frank Miller run. Well, that's all that's left for Daredevil. I mean, that's still several volumes, but there's not much choice that you can go with there.
And then getting into the 70s, that's a lot of the that's where a lot of the titles are going to go into the 70s.
That's right.
No X-Men this time, but like I've always said on the channel, X-Men are usually the fourth quarter are X-Men heavy, whether it's on this or Epic format. But go ahead, Curtis.
And also, Bishop's Crossing X-Men Volume 20 is coming out in March of 2022. So it's not like we're not getting no X-Men this year. It's just right before the stuff that we're talking about in this collection here.
Where's Mark Spector Moon Knight, guys? He's hanging out with Chris. He's hanging out with Darkhawk and Sleepwalker. he's got 3 epics though, so that's more than Darkhawk and Sleepwalker. And Nesenti's run finishes at volume 15 or 16. Yeah, because her run goes into the DG. Say it, Curtis.
Chichester.
Yeah. That is the Folly Kingpin, isn't it? Like around that era?
Yeah, I think
Last Rites, maybe.
Last Rites is the last volume of hers. Yeah, so there's 4 volumes or 3.5, I guess.
So some of that stuff that's collected in this new Epic collection has been previously collected in Love's Labor Lost trade paperback for those keeping tabs. G.G. Chichester.
But there is some stuff that has never been reprinted before in this volume as well, because the essentials I don't think got up this far past Frank Miller, and it's never been in any omnibus or anything. And Ascenti doesn't have an omnibus collection or anything, so we get some all new material, all new, never before reprinted material. I mean, in this one,
yeah. So let me we'll go back through the covers here in a little bit for those people that thank you so much for the likes, by the way. Thank you all so much for being here. But before looking at this really quick, I just want to give everybody, if you live in Europe and you want to pre-order some of these Epic collections when they come out, check out Walt's Comic Shop. It's waltscomicshop.com. And if you type in the code nearmintcondition, all one word at the checkout, you get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order. So that's waltscomicshop.com. They're out of Berlin, Germany. They have flat shipping rates to all EU countries of €9.90. So check them out. All right, Kurtis. Let's do a quick little recap. We have She-Hulk Volume 3, Breaking the Fourth Wall, Ghost Rider Volume 1, Hell on Wheels, Iron Man Volume 5, Battle Royale. I can't believe it's just Volume 5. That's crazy. Tales of the Jedi Volume 2. Kurtis, you do June.
Star Wars Legends Clone Wars Volume 4, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, Man Wolf at Midnight, New Mutants Volume 8, The End of the Beginning, Wolverine Volume 9, Tooth and Claw, and Generation X Volume 2, M-Plate's Revenge.
That Spider-Man's supposed to be Volume 8, by the way.
Volume which one?
6 was Spider-Man's supposed to be Volume 8.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is Volume 8. Volume 8, man.
Volume 6, that was a whole ordeal. Star Wars Legends, The Empire, Volume 7 in July. Power Man and Iron Fist, Volume 4, wrapping up that run. Avengers, Volume 8, Kang War. Captain America, dang it. Why did I get stuck with this one? Volume 11, Sturm und Drang. Oh, my God. Wrap it up, Curtis.
Star Wars Legends, The Menace Revealed, Volume 3, Doctor Strange, Volume 10, Infinity War, Fantastic Four, Volume 8, Annihilus Revealed, and, of course, Daredevil, Volume 12, It Comes with Claws.
Yep. No Conan, no Silver Surfer. I can't say anything yet, but the list was originally different when I first got it, but they've tweaked it, so...
well, also Conan, we had a Conan volume right before this. Like, there's a Conan Chronicles and a Marvel Years coming out right like in March of January and March of 2022. So yeah, if you space them out appropriately, they're gonna skip this one, I guess, and then we'll get some more in the next round of announcements.
Yeah, so just make sure you're subscribed. Come back to the channel to watch that. I'll be doing more announcements, and hopefully, Kurtis, when's the next Omni announcement? Seems like it's been one a week. Actually, I've got 2 already. We have a Patreon, so those guys get to watch it earlier. One will probably be as early as tomorrow. That one has 2 brand new Omnis announcing, and then one next week that, oh my God, it's one of my favorite announcements I've made on the channel. Conan canceled, X-Men canceled. I will sell all my collection and outrage. Sometimes I wish I knew people were kidding. I've gotten messages like that. New Mutants is one for me. Yeah, let's go back and talk about these, Kurtis. Let's go back to the very beginning. Let's add me and you into this now that everybody's seen this stuff. How's it going, everybody? Let's go back to slide 1. No. Let's go back to this. I wish there was a quicker way to do this. I thought I had it figured out, but... So we have She-Hulk Epic Collection. What's the one for you, Kurtis? What's the one you're most excited about?
It might actually be this one, She-Hulk, because other than Generation X _2.
I was gonna say.
I'm excited about She-Hulk. I'm excited about Spider-Man #8, because those ones I'm just very interested in general. But I also love Fantastic Four, so I'm always up for more collections of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
It's tough for me. It's either Ghost Rider or Wolverine. And I know
Yeah.
it's not my favorite era. As a matter of fact, I stopped reading comics because of this era.
Oh man, wow.
But it just I don't know, man. There's something. It's my favorite character, and I've always loved this cover. It's ridiculous, but I love this cover. This
Yep.
Venom versus this miniseries was collected in, I think, Venom Omnibus Volume 2, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah, it's also in a Venom paperback as well.
but yes, this era is so much. Never a lot of those issues haven't been collected ever in any kind of format, so it's nice to have them all in one place. And I believe, with the volume, what is this, volume 9? We've had volumes 8 and a 12, so we need a 9 and a 10.
So this is 9.
Yeah, Shadow of Apocalypse is number 12, and then we also had Blood Debt. But it's one of these. I think he gets one a year, and usually, like, the big characters get 2 a year, right? Like Fantastic Four gets 2 a year.
Yeah.
Spidey gets 2 a year. X-Men gets 2 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, usually X-Men does. So we should get another X-Men volume in the next round of announcements because we got one last time. So that'll make everybody happy there. Most likely, I guess it'll be X-Men Volume 9, I think.
You might stop again if you read them again. X-Men, dude, they have broken my heart. I'm there for life. You've done possibly the worst. I better not say that. Never mind. I'm sure there's a lot worse you can do to the X-Men. What about everybody in the chat? What's the one epic you're most excited about? Let's see. We got Ghost Rider in here.
That's a big one.
Not enough Star Wars. I love it. Hulk isn't this round. It was the last round, wasn't it? That we got to announce the latest Hulk epic.
No, actually, we didn't announce one last time, did we? Oh yeah, no, we did. We did. It was Crossroads.
Crossroads. That's it, because we're getting into the Bill Mantlo era, and I'm so glad I sold off my pre-epic epics. Lots of love for Ghost Rider. I'm loving this. Ghost Rider, Cap FF, DD. Super Pro doesn't exist yet, Ryan Wilson. Give it 10 years. Definitely Daredevil, Tales of the Jedi, Ghost Rider, New Mutants, She-Hulk, Cap Avengers, New Mutants Generation X. This is great. FF and Gen X, Tales of the Jedi and Menace revealed Volume 3. Punisher. Oh, wait. We'll get Frank back somehow, man. We'll get him back. Generation X Volume 2. Hopefully they release the rest chronologically. Honestly, that entire series could be collected in a span of 4 epics, right?
Not quite. I think it's going to be 6.
What? What are you throwing in there? It only went up to issue 7. Oh, no, wait. It went to 75 then.
It went to 75. Plus, there's they did a bunch of extra issues and annuals, and there's miniseries that tie in and whatnot. So there's actually probably close to 100 issues.
And there's no, I assume they can't collect, what was it? Was it Danger Girl? They had a crossover with the Wildstorm universe. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, no. They had a Gen 13. They had 2 Gen 13 crossovers.
Wolverine, but I hope they collect them in Wolverine Omnibus format, Volume 3 and 4. Wow, man, that would be awesome. Sham, we're so light on Star Wars material. Yeah, speaking of light on material, how about that Ant-Man?
So that's interesting. I did say that in one of the posts I'd made on Facebook that every era except the 60s is represented in this collection here. We got no 60s books. And I know that we've collected most of the 60s already in Epic collections, but there's still Ant-Man 2, more Sergeant Fury, more Namor, Silver Surfer Volume 2, Doctor Strange Volume 2. We didn't get any of that this time.
I blame you.
Me?
Because you put in a Generation X in there.
That's right. Got to make room for the 90s.
Let me tell you something, man. Because of Phil Owens and his Venom Epic collection that sold so well, we're doomed with 90s stuff now. Or the opposite of doom. We're glad to have the 90s stuff now. All because of Phil Owens and Kurtis, everybody.
Yeah, bring it on.
They made the 90s epics happen, so they did away with things like Ant-Man and Sergeant Fury. All that stuff is gone.
The 90s is when I was collecting the most.
Captain Marvel, that would be an awesome series, honestly. That Adam Warlock that
Yeah,
era.
that's true.
I would love
Yep.
that stuff collected in epic format. That Marvel has so much, and it's got to be tough to decide what they release, right? Because right now they don't like. How do you decide what makes it into an omnibus instead of what makes it into an epic? Is it popular enough to get an omnibus format? I could have sworn we would have gotten a Ghost Rider omnibus before we got an epic. So you all won this time. Good job, guys. You all got Johnny Blaze before we did an omnibus format. Thanks again. You're welcome, brother. What's up, D-Rock? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, 90s, man. We still got the entire 2099 line. We not just, Spider-Man, but there was also Ravage, X-Men. Oh, man, there was a
Punisher,
Ghost Rider, X-Nation, Punisher. Uh,
Hulk.
they had crossovers there. Just in from work. Did I miss any Alpha Flight? Oh, my dude, no Alpha Flight. But yes, Shulky was the very first thing we announced.
I bet you now that because you saw the big announcement that they've cast an actor for Adam Warlock. So I bet we'll see Warlock Epic Collections probably around the time of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. There you go. That same comment. Perfect.
What was your question? What was your question, Generic? I'm so sorry. Sometimes I leave questions up and then I lose my train of thought. Let me see if I can find it. Thank you so much. That I did want to answer this. Are complete collections announced separately? Yes, on Sunday I'll be announcing the complete collections and the Marvel Masterworks. Although some you already know about, like I believe what was the Daredevil Masterwork. I already announced that when we looked at the catalog, but I'll be announcing that on a separate video, and that'll be coming out on Sunday. Because on Sunday I have two videos. I'm interviewing Walt from Walt's Comic Shop, talking about how they do things differently in comic shops in the EU and collected editions, and how Penguin Random House has been treating them over there. And then in the afternoon, I'll be going over the Masterworks and complete collections coming out from May to August of 2022. So make sure you come back for that.
Nice.
There is a Warlock Masterworks. That's right. But he didn't get any essential love. What about indie epics? Man, indie is such a big... I don't know. What do you think, Curtis? Omnibus or epic with Indiana Jones? He's a licensed character.
He's a licensed character. He's still technically licensed, even though Disney owns Lucasfilm, because Paramount still has some sort of sharing control there. So, you
can't have Indiana Jones without that Paramount Mountain, dude.
If anything, though, I would say both, because Indy will sell as Omnis, absolutely, but they also like packaging their licensed stuff or their non-Marvel material as epic collections, like we've seen with Star Wars and Conan. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw indie epics at some point. I hope we do. That'd be great.
I hope we do too, man, because that would be awesome. But I don't know. That when I get asked about anything with licenses is always a tricky deal. It's always it's a headache for the collected editions department. They want to make something and then somebody steps in and goes, you can't, sorry. That character or that particular thing or whatever it is that's included in there, that is no longer owned by Marvel Comics. The Dark Horse, I think, were the last ones that released the trade paperbacks of the Indiana Jones collections, and they were the smaller scale books, if I'm not mistaken.
And they are some of those are really pricey to get these days. Like, it's hard to find them.
Surprised we don't have any Predator or Aliens. We need to get Predator back on the map first.
There's some sort of legal issues with Predator right now, right?
How do I answer this? That's not the reason why the delay happened.
Oh, okay.
That's not the reason why the omnibus delay happened.
Okay.
But there is something going on with that. Any chance of a Deathlock epics? Wow, that would be awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Deathlock. You got Mike Zeck on artwork in that one series. Benny, that would be great.
I think that there's definitely enough material for a line of Deathlock. I kind of feel like they would either need to have a big story with him currently in the comics or feature him more prominently on TV or something.
He was part of X-Force for a while, Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, didn't really make a whole lot of waves there, though, right? I don't know.
I mean, he had a boy.
I don't know. They released that one Deathlock '90s Epic collection, or not Epic, but Epic Size collection. It was, what is it called? Souls of the Cyberfolk.
Yeah.
And then there was no follow up after that. So I'm guessing that it didn't do too well for them.
I don't know. All I know is that they try to make these characters come back and work, and then sometimes they don't. Like Darkhawk right now has a series by Kyle Higgins, and part of me is like, please God, let it do well, because I need Darkhawk. I mean, he's got an anniversary, so that would be nice to have Darkhawk.
Yep.
Like an omnibus would be really cool, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. So anytime they bring back characters like that for some kind of like miniseries or whatever, be great. Would Dazzler be 2 or 3, 50 issues plus the movie and Beauty and the Beast?
That would have to be 3. Because if you get they usually get about 20 issues or so in a volume, so 2 volumes would be 40 issues. So they'd have to
One
do 3.
omnibus. Just saying, one omnibus.
Yep.
We're asking for things that legally can't happen. How about a Batman epic collection? Boy, what I would give for them to, DC to do something similar to Marvel's epic line. And I thought they were going to with the Cape Crusader and Dark Knight Detective, but even those are a mess anyway, because they leave out year 2, they leave out Lonely Place of Dying, Death in the Family, year 1. So it's not even,
which is so dumb. It's like, come on, guys, isn't that a good marketing point to like throw those also in there?
Double dip. People will double dip, dude. Like
they absolutely will.
They don't get it. But who knows? Maybe one day. The Thing has an omnibus coming out. That's right. The Thing does have an omnibus coming out.
Yeah, let's follow that up with some epic collections.
Well, okay, let's not get crazy, okay? You guys have your freaking Ghost Rider right now. All right? Enjoy your day. There's one more Cap epic. Yes. What's up, Death's Head? What does that mean? I thought they were to complete the whole series?
Not to no. There's lots. We still have many more to go.
There's a whole bunch of Cap that's missing.
Yeah, the Cap has stalled from the very beginning. They got those first 4 volumes, and there hasn't been a volume 5 for a long time. They've been really focused on getting all of the Grunwald run together.
I'm glad they did. Hopefully that means that we're going to get some omnis out of that. Any major epic collections getting reprinted? As soon as I get that list from Marvel, I'll be happy to share that. Hopefully in time before it goes into the catalog, and then I can get Curtis back in. It'll be like a last minute thing. Curtis, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah,
it'll be that good. Kind of message.
I'll be there.
Did you hear? I did hear that Dark Knight Detective got canceled, temporarily canceled. I think it's just going to be resolicited. A lot of those books are going to be resolicited. My gosh, man! As soon as DC cancels books, people immediately start throwing out like theories, like, "Oh man, the TMNT Batman book got canceled because Tynion left them. He's gone to Substack." I think it's just part of the books that are getting canceled because they have to be resolicited for later times. There's no way they can keep up. Almost epics are out of print. All epics or some epics? Some epics are out of print. Yeah. Yeah, we need
quite a few.
Cap Grunwalds. Yeah. Can't wait to watch this stream from the start. You're living in the past future. I love it, Joe Cool. I was waiting for reprints more than new. Well, we'll get that list, man. As soon as we do, we'll let you know. When do you think the Defenders Volume 1 will come out? What are you waiting for, Marvel? I think they're waiting for those omnibus. I mean, they've done the omnibus. As a business, I'm sure they're hoping, well, maybe the people that bought the Epic Collections of the future volumes will buy maybe the first omnibus.
Yeah, but it has been a long time since the Defenders Epic Collection. It's been a few. I think 2019 was the last one.
The New Defenders was one of the last ones. What? Right?
Yeah. The last volume.
I love this question so much. Any That Said 2 epics? I love That Said 2, man. That's some killer artwork. Curtis, what is your video schedule for your Alpha Epic? What's wrong with you? I
Did
saw
you
that
see?
post.
You saw
I
that first
saw
one?
somebody shared it with me, and I said, Curtis is a madman. I don't know why I keep inviting him on the show. So
I'm
you're
gonna be the
making your
first one. I'm
own.
gonna be the first one to have a custom Alf collections in general. What's my schedule? I'm gonna try and do one a week as long as I can have time to make the videos, because it does take a little bit of time too. Because I'm not just like live streaming that stuff. I'm making some nice edited videos and stuff with
And
music
those
and whatnot.
take some time.
They do.
They take a lot of time. As a guy that makes videos every day, they take a long time. As a matter of fact, I got to go film something right after this at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm reviewing What If episodes 7, 8, and 9 with Oddphil on the channel. That'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool.
Am I the only one that would love to see some Invaders epics? Well, it's a start, right? We're getting an omnibus of that era, so very cool.
And there's 2 complete Invaders complete collections that are just as big as epic collections.
Hey, wait a minute! There was a Deathlok complete collection too.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, so maybe we can get those into some epics. Dude, I'm also here for X-Men. Awesome. All I had was New Mutants today and Generation X, Volume 2. Is Mutant Massacre collected in any epic format? They did the X-Men milestones. I believe that's how they are going to do a lot of the X-Men crossover events in the milestone line.
Don't if you want it all in one place.
Yeah. I think because you got to keep in mind X-Men Mutant Massacre, X-Factor Mutant Massacre, New Mutants Mutant Massacre. You don't need to read X-Factor to enjoy X-Men and vice versa. They were doing their own thing. As a matter of fact, they were in the tunnels at the same time, but they didn't know they were there at the same time. It's not until Inferno that issues start crossing over strong. Even Fall of the Mutants, X-Men, they're doing their own thing. X-Factor's doing their own thing. So,
but we have the Mutant Massacre issues of X-Factor already in Epic Collection, right? That's when
Fall of the Mutants, yes.
Oh, Fall of the Mutants.
Yeah. Do we have X-Factor? I can't remember. Now you got me second guessing myself here, Curtis. So
X-Factor
is Angel of Death. That's Volume 3. Volume 2 would have the Mutant Massacre stuff.
Oh, okay. We don't have Volume 2 yet.
Yeah. Examinations. That's
right. Yeah, this is Fall of the Mutants. I get those 2 mixed up. Fall of Mutants and Mutant Massacre. This is the titles.
And I'm just running through these for the people that missed it. And that's it. Daredevil Epic Collection. Whatever happened, the question right here that I get asked quite often. Whatever happened to the Master Kung Fu Epic Collection Volume 3? It's one of the rare cases that Marvel pulled it out of the catalog. So
never to be seen again.
I don't know if it will come back. And that's the God honest answer. I don't know if it will come back. I don't know if it was sales. I don't know if it's licensing. The only thing I remember about Master Kung Fu in the reason why I FOMO'd myself into buying those stupid books back is I remember the omnibus was a kind of one and done thing, and they weren't going to reprint them again because it was a big deal for the license.
Something is obviously up because they didn't bother to pump out more of those epic collections when the movie came out.
Well, yeah, you figured. I mean, with Conan, right? Like they were pumping them out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if it will be back. It's a question I do ask, and how do I put it? They also don't know. So,
okay,
we're waiting. If I hear anything, though, I'll be happy to announce it. Because I know a lot of people have asked me about that one. That one and Ant-Man, I think, are the most I get asked about as far as epic collections. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that's it. That's it, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Big Viva la Mutants, yes. Big thank you to Curtis. Seriously, man. Big thank you to Curtis.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, hold on a second. Let me. They've lost the rights to Fu Manchu again. That's why MKOF. That's
a rumor.
Yeah, that's not true because they left out the What If Fu Manchu issue. So they could leave out the What If issue from that collection and still be okay. So I don't know. It's a weird deal. And legally. There's a lot of things going behind the scenes. I have no idea. It's just something big is going on. But yes, big thank you to Curtis from the Epic Marvel Podcast, who's having an after party. If you want to go and join this man,
Yeah, go to my YouTube channel, the Epic Marvel Podcast YouTube channel, and I will. I'm going to jump on to the live stream as soon as we end this, and then we can continue talking about this. And I want to hear from all of you. You can join me on my live stream to hear what you think about these announcements.
Yeah, absolutely. And go and check out. He's got an awesome Facebook group. A lot of people. He keeps it in tight leash. You know, he doesn't let it get out of hand. It's a very welcoming place. A lot of good people there.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you all so much for joining today. I'll be back at 8 p.m. tonight. And I'll be doing my video. There'll be a breaking news Omni maybe tomorrow morning, and then in probably early afternoon, late morning, I'll do my where to start reading horror comics that people have asked me to do. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share the video, ring that bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com, our other sponsor for this show. If you live here in America, tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way. Free shipping for your first order.
Nice.
Everyone, stay healthy, stay safe out there, and much love. Bye, guys.